Hey guys, it's Jessica here. I spoke with Brian earlier and he accepted this video on your behalf. And I am super excited that he did because today I'm going to walk you through three main strategies you can start applying right away. And it's really going to make a big impact in your business. And I know that it will because we've applied these same strategies with over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys. And it's made a huge difference. So, in talking to Brian, I'm hearing Clearway Restoration, maybe part of Reactic. I know there's some Reactic branding on this website. He said it was two separate businesses. So, I'm not sure if maybe Clearway is a lead gen site for you guys, or if it truly is a separate brand owned by Reactic. So we'll look at both sites. We'll look at Clearway and we'll look at Reactic. Okay. So this site is a single page. Well, maybe it's not. It's not a single page website. It just doesn't have a navigation. So when it comes to ranking on Google, content is going to be key. And so we do need a variety of content and a lot of words on the page. The type of content matters. You really do need to have an actual navigation panel up here to make it easy for your customers, but even easier for Google. Okay. I do like that you have the phone number up top, but it's not a click to call. And Google's priority is mobile first. So you have to have click to call phone numbers. You really need to have a form right up here in this hero section, because once you actually start getting people to your website, you want them to be able to convert. And right now, you only get about 10-20 people to your website per month. So you're missing out on over 80% of the available searches every month by just not having that in place. Okay. And then Google's wants ease of use. So that's easy for your customers to be able to navigate. So without a navigation up here, you're kind of missing that spot. Okay. But I am happy to see you do have the pages for your major services. This is a requirement by Google. It does allow you to focus one entire page designated to an entire topic of that service. Everything about that service, your most commonly asked questions, what to do when it happens, what type of equipment you use, etc., making you the expert in that service. Okay. Every single page throughout your website, as well as your Reactic website, needs to have original content. Google does not like duplicate content. There's been a ton of changes over the last 18 months with how Google ranks websites. And then in the last 60 to 90 days, there's been a ton more changes. And it's been extremely volatile. A lot of websites are no longer ranking when they were before, and that's because of these changes. So as important as your content is, we cannot just have generic written content. It really has to be good, useful content, helpful content. It needs to answer customer queries and questions, and not just a bunch of keyword stuffing or just generic information, okay? And also 90% of the time when people are searching, they don't know who you are, so they're not searching your brand. So you need to focus on the keywords people are actually searching for their services. And so, like, this is water damage repair in Santa Clara, okay? An exact match keyword might be water damage repair Santa Clara water damage repair, water damage restoration Santa Clara, etc., okay? You want to capitalize on the various way people search, and use those different keywords so you can get as most potential traffic to your website as possible. And then your home page needs at least 1,500 words or more of written content. If your competitors have more than 1,500 words, you're going to need more than they have. Looking at Reactic, you guys serve a massive area. You serve the Dallas Metroplex as well as a huge chunk in California, okay? And so this website really needs to be dialed in, okay? If you look at these service area pages, which are absolutely critical, you have to have them. Google is proximity based, so if you want to actually show up in these areas, you have to have these pages. But if you actually go to these pages, they're all pretty generic. It's the exact same template, same images. We're just kind of swapping out a little bit about the area, okay? There's really no real content here. And so you're not able to index for as many keywords as you would if you actually had a keyword strategy for each of these locations. So you are indexed for a keyword here and there for a handful of locations, but you're missing the bulk of the keywords because you don't have the content or keyword strategy in place on any of these service area pages. Okay. And so your content on this website is really, I don't know, short, not enough on a page, especially in those location and service pages. Now, wherever your main location is, your homepage and service pages need to be based on that main location and use those keywords. Your service area pages or location pages then will focus on your main services and the keywords for that specific area. So you're going to have Concord water damage, Fairfield water damage, Fremont water damage, okay? And that's going to be really, really important to dial in that content and keyword strategy because even though you're getting about 200 people or so to your website, more than half of that are people looking for your brand, which says that even this website is still missing majority of the people searching for your services, okay? Now we know when a customer does a search, they're going to do a search similar to this. And when they do, your website has the opportunity to show up in the top sections in three main areas. The first are going to be ads, and those could be local service ads like these or cost per click ads. Both can be extremely profitable as long as you have your processes dialed in, you have your budget set well, and your cost per click ads are not going to your main website, but designated landing pages specific to those ads, which are going to give you a much better conversion. Okay. Second section here. This is your Google Map Pack, Google Business Profile. I am happy to see that Clearway is in the top 3 for this specific search. But we want to make sure that it is in the top 3 for all the relevant searches. And if it's not, we do need to further optimize that profile or profiles. I know Reactic has several profiles, so you want to make sure that all of them are optimized, okay? And getting citations is one of the biggest factors. And that is simply listing the name of the business, the address, phone number, and website, and placing those in a bunch of directories like the Better Business Bureau, Yellow Pages, Glassdoor, Angie's, House, Home Advisor, and having social media profiles. Okay, all of those are really important and help give you a good boost into this area. Okay. And then this third section here, this is your organic section. This is the most important because 60 to 70% of people skip over ads and the maps and they come right here. So when you're not in these in this area here, this organic section, you're losing that 60 to 70% of the jobs for each of these services in each area that you serve. So in order for your business website to show up here, it all comes back to the foundation of these sites. Are they properly designed and optimized to get there? And are you supporting it with a backlink SEO strategy? Let's look at a top competitor real quick. In Santa Clara, that's going to be SERVPRO. And SERVPRO is a franchise, but you only compete against the franchisees, and they only get a handful of zip codes, okay? And they kind of have their hands tied, especially this one. They're not allowed to modify this written information. They're kind of stuck with what they got. So you actually have the upper hand. You just have to do better. Better quality content, more content on the page, okay? More long form blog articles, etc. And then you want to support that with your backlink SEO strategy. So if we look here, we can see that your website has a rating of a 0.8 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. And that means Google doesn't trust your website. And that, yes, has to do with the quality of the site, but more so the power we send to our site. Your website is a tool, and like most tools, they require power. So we power up websites with backlinks, but what's important to understand is that not all backlinks are created equal. Not all backlinks are good for you, okay? We only want good, do follow links that are closely related to the services that you're offering, okay? As we get more of those good quality links, this score is going to go up, okay? Google's going to trust you more. It's going to help you rank. The fact that you have over 140 links and at 0.8 tells us that majority of these links are spammy, bad links that are actually hurting more than they're helping, okay? Now, despite that, you have been indexed for 16 keywords on this site, and you're getting 29 people to your website. When we look at those keywords, like I said, you have been indexed and you are on the first page for a good handful of keywords. And they do have some decent volume here, okay? And so that's a good thing. Now, the higher you rank in Google, the more percentage of this volume you get. So the people that can get in the first, second, third position can get up to over 30% of that volume. So even when you hit that first page, you do want to keep working on that SEO to get the higher rankings, to just get more traffic, and then making sure that they can convert when they land on your page. Okay. Now, as far as Reactic goes, you guys have a 17, which isn't too bad, but again, that's really low for 1,300 backlinks. You only get credit for one backlink per referring domain, so that means you have over 1,000 spammy links here, okay? Now, your site here has been indexed for 90 keywords, and you're getting over 200 people to your website. When we look at those keywords, like I said, majority of those are going to branded, which is important, but again, 90% of people don't search your brand. So these are people who already know who you are. We need to capture the people who don't, okay? And that's a huge chunk of people. You have lost all your Texas-related keywords, and that could have to do with the 90-day volatility we've had, and the type of content that has to be on your website now. So it could have to do with that. It may not. But you do have a couple keywords, a couple for Richmond, one for San Carlos, one for San Ramon, San Jose. You have, it's kind of hit or miss. You might have a word here or there. But you're not capitalizing on the actual keywords because those pages don't have a real keyword strategy. So if you really put a strategy on those pages, capitalize on the different ways people search, you're going to get indexed for more, that you can rank and really drive traffic to each of those location pages that you serve, okay? And then looking at SERVPRO, they're not doing, well, they are doing some SEO here, and yet they still have a low rating. So, but they are getting 146 people to just this one page. The service, they have tons of pages. This is just for one page, okay? And they are ranking in the top positions for all of these Santa Clara, okay? So these guys are beatable. You just have to follow the strategies I've given you. So please feel free to take this information, run with it, and apply it yourself. If you'd rather have a partner in this, go ahead and give us a call because that's our specialty. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.